So today we're going to be writing an argumentative paragraph, and argumentative writing is my favorite type of writing because it's so applicable to real life. You use it so often in the real world when you want to get your way. You have to argue, but the thing with arguing is you have to make a claim, so you have to tell what you believe in a firm manner, and then you have to support your claim with evidence, and you have to explain your evidence. So it's not really just saying what you want and why, but it's supporting your reasons. That's what makes a good argument. So today you're actually going to be arguing what grade you feel you deserve on your project and convincing me with evidence. So there's a couple things to look at before you get started, and hopefully you'll find this resource under B. In particular, this one will be helpful to you. The first one is the rubric, and you can take a look at this. This will be graded on a 4-3-2-1 scale, and you can read that over, but the one that I think is going to be most helpful to you is this right here. This is something that you can type right on if you want to, but you don't have to use this. And there are other links at the top here that you can click on to help you. Probably the one that will help you the most is this one with the transition words. So as you're writing this, it's just going to be a paragraph, but it's going to be a paragraph that is longer than you're used to. You're going to have about 8 sentences or more. So you always start with the topic sentence, which is your main idea. And your main idea here is that you deserve a specific grade. That's what you're convincing me. So whatever grade you feel you deserve, that's what's going to be in your topic sentence. An example might be, like down here, I deserve an A on my project for several reasons. You want to follow that up with a transition so that your writing flows, and then give me an example of or a reason why you deserve an A. So you might start out with a transition like, to begin with, I deserve an A because I worked very hard on my project. Well, that's kind of generic, which is fine, because you're going to follow it up with an explanation or details. So follow your transition and your evidence that you worked hard with details that explain, what do you mean you worked hard? So your link is where you explain how you worked hard. For example, I not only spent class time working on my project, but I also spent study hall Monday through Friday working on it, and even went home and spent time at home over the weekend working on it. And those are things I wouldn't know unless you told me, and they give me more details. So if you go down to my example, I have, to begin with, I spent a lot of time putting together the slides for my Powtoon. For example, not only did I spend class time working on the formatting, but I also spent 3 days during study hall working on it, making sure the timing was right as words entered the slides, and making sure the animations matched the words. So those are the details. This is just the main idea sentence, the first example, and then the link. And I color-coded this so that you could easily see that your main idea sentence is very short, basic, and to the point. Your example is a little bit longer, but the real length here is in the link. That's where all your details are. So you're always going to just kind of state something in the example sentence, but then you explain it in the link. That's where your details are. So I'm just a visual person, and color coding this helps me, but in the end, when you're done, you wouldn't want it color coded. You might just do this as you write and then take it away, and you might not do that at all. It's really up to you how you do this. But here are the things that you notice, which I just explained. Notice that every time you have a transition word or phrase, there's a comma after it. So to begin with, or for example. Not only do those are what helps our writing flow. Okay, but remember to always put those commas afterward. And another thing to think about as you're writing argumentative pieces is that you should always start with the least important reason that I should give you an A and end it with the most important reason. So you're kind of building up your argument to the most important thing in the end. And don't ever use the words I think or I feel, because they really sound wishy-washy. They don't sound very convincing. When you say I deserve an A, that sounds very firm. If you say I think I deserve an A, that doesn't sound as, you don't sound as sure, as convincing. So just say I deserve or I know, and then you sound very firm and convincing. So again, on the assignment, make sure you look over the rubric. Use the resource if you'd like to, but you do not have to. And you're actually going to type the paragraph on this assignment. You're going to make your claim, support it with 3 pieces of evidence that you're going to explain, have transition words, and it's going to be in MLA format, which again is Arial or Times New Roman, and 12 and double spaced.